This is a quick video on the Ultimate Janitorial and Commercial Cleaning Training Manual and SOP. That stands for Standard Operating Procedure. And what we're going to go over is this is a new resource that we just published on our website. It's a free resource. And what we're going to go over is how to put together a sample, actually, training manual for cleaning staff. My name is Shane Dubell. Our company is methodcleanbiz.com, and we are a marketing agency for cleaning services, janitorial, house cleaning, all the different specialty services like carpet and tile. And I have been in this industry for 25 years, and this is a resource that we put together. We have a lot of resources on our website to help people grow, so then they can hire us for their marketing agency to grow even more. But people need these resources, this blocking and tackling, if you will, and this is an operations document. And this is very standard, and it's something that every cleaning company needs, no matter how big you are. You might shrink this down, though, if you're a smaller company with only 5 cleaners or something like that. That's completely up to you. We have it on our website, and I will put the link in the description section of this YouTube video so you can click and read this at your own pace. And where we're going to go over this is a very large document, so I'm just going to go over the sections. The first section is the introduction, where you're introducing your cleaning service to your employees and explaining how you learn, whether you're just going to do it through manuals, if you're going to use some kind of online program for them, which I highly recommend over the long term, because people are on their phones. They can just go to an app and learn the tools and resources we're going to provide and the different topics we're going to cover. And this is the beginning of your training manual, just explaining what your objectives and goals are. And some of them are developing your cleaner skill, gaining knowledge, letting them know about their expectations, their performance standards, and to plant the seed of continuous improvement. You know, why is training important? Because of safety, and we want long-term customers, and we want long-term employees also, because turnover is the devil in the cleaning industry from both ends, the employee side and the customer side, the client side. So that's why quality of work, efficiency on the job, moving through. Cleaning can be very physical, but there are some basic things people can do, that cleaners can do, to help them move faster and make it less physical, less tiring, and get more done in less time, which everybody wants. Employers want it, employees want it. So next section is a big deal. How to enter the building. This is the entry section, and you have your clock-in procedures, access codes, keys, who their supervisor is, how to contact that supervisor, whether that's you still or you have a rotating supervisor that goes and checks on the buildings. Their assignment sheets. There's a lot of apps nowadays that you can do this all online, and they can just use an app to see what their assignments are for the day. Often people use these for the detail tasks, and that is all about clocking in, cleaning techniques and standards. And this is a section on equipment. Vacuums, they break all the time, so how to change the belts, simple stuff. Obviously, a cleaner out in the field is not going to get screwdrivers out and start breaking a vacuum, but they can change the bag, clean the bag, they can the cord, stuff like that. Labeling of bottles. This is a big deal. MSDS sheets is another one. Keeping all the bottles labeled. You go into closets and you just see all these miscellaneous blue, green cleaners, and nobody knows what they are. So that's why that part is very important. The housekeeping closet in general. This is a huge deal. Whenever I ever sorry about that. Whenever I went into any building, that was one of the areas I would always look at to see how organized their closet was. And usually it was a very bad moment for the current company, because the manager would look at it and see if it was a mess, and then and they would always say something negative and critical about him because of it. So that is a big deal as your housekeeping closet. Basic safety protocols. And safety is not just about wet floor signs. It's also about wearing a uniform of some kind of ID, because people are there late at night sometimes, or they walk in for something to their office and they don't know who you are. So this is a big part of safety, especially in janitorial and office cleaning where it's later at night. The basics of wet floor signs and walk-off mats, gloves, handling of chemicals, emergency procedures. What should I do in these situations? When something does spill, how should I deal with it? See, that's all we're trying to do, is get in front of these things. And so people have a resource that first you're training them so they remember it, but people aren't going to remember everything. At least they can just go right to their phone and look this stuff up, so they have a central place. Or you can put a book right in the housekeeping closet for them to flip through. I would highly encourage you to use one of the apps. It's so much easier. Shadowing. Shadowing is a big way of training, and that's all that means is you either take a supervisor or an experienced cleaner, and they work with the new cleaner for a couple days, weeks, however intensive you want it to be. That's what shadowing is, so they can learn the day-to-day. How you do your inspections and a sample inspection checklist. Professional conduct. Often in office cleaning, you don't run into people very often, but when you do, it's important to train your staff on how to communicate with them, because once they don't like you for some reason, they're going to start looking for things you didn't do. That's why. If they like you, they might look the other way. We always want to have a good relationship with the people that we work for. And it's really in any service business, whether it's residential or commercial. Ethics, respecting the company's property that you're on. And that can be in a lot of different ways. Not throwing stuff around and stuff like that. Putting the garbage wherever it is that they need it to go. Emergency response. When you do see something, who should you contact? And all of the security incidents. Sometimes you're in a building late at night and you see something, or you notice damage. Who should you tell that to? Or you see something is broken or leaking, but it's not an emergency. You just want to give them a heads up. So how do you do that? So these are all big things for the cleaner to know. So this last part is the standard operating procedure. These are more of the big picture, and then the SOP is the actual tasks that they do. Now, this is we just laid this out. This is going to change based on if you are doing a job once a week, 3 times a week, or 5 times a week. We just base this on 5 times a week, so you would have to customize this. And we just listed the 5 main topics. You've got the office cleaning tasks, your daily, weekly, and monthly. And then restroom cleaning, same thing, daily, weekly, and monthly. Then you have kitchens and break room areas, cafeterias, lobbies, and common areas. About the glass, you do the glass inside and out, how much of the glass, what types of products to use, how often. Obviously, in most cases, you're going to hit the glass every service, but I don't want to assume that for every job. And this just goes through all of the different frequencies and gives them a general idea of what to do and what you want them to do with that tasks. And final is, again, the closet. The closet's a big deal. You want them to finish the job and clean out the buckets, wash out the mops, hang the mops so they dry properly. The vacuum cleaners empty the bags or the cup. And so everything is set, because you never know who's going to come in. They might not show up the next day, and they might need a fill-in or a floater of some kind, and that person comes in and everything's a mess. It's going to make their night a nightmare. So that's why we always want to be training people to organize everything in the closet at the end of their shift. And I know that cleaners, from doing it myself for years, that cleaners hate to do that. It's the end of the shift. They're tired. They just want to go home. But this is critical to get them to do this and explain why it's important. If you are interested in the PDF, you can just go to our Contact Us page. There is a link actually on this blog on our contact page at the top. You can contact us and request this PDF, and we'll email it over to you so you can customize it. Also, visit our homepage. We are a marketing company, and again, my name is Shane Dubell, and our company is methodcleanbiz.com. We are a marketing agency for cleaning services.